We've known each other for so long.
So long, it feels
long.
like it. Welcome to Sitting with Armani, where we have discussions with everyday people who want to make a difference in the world. My name's Armani Estime, and I'm your host for today's show, and here's my guest. Please introduce yourself. Miss.
Hey there, my name's Dory Greenberg, and I'm here to have a good time.
Sure, as we already are. I love your energy, by the way.
Thank you, tu tambien.
Oh, from Parler Français?
No, can't do French. It's too intimidating.
Wait, that wasn't French?
No.
We're cutting that out.
Yeah. Take
That's
two.
Spanish.
Yeah, no. No, this is good. This is good.
Embarrassing.
No, it's not.
Please, Dory, introduce yourself. Tell me where you're from, who you are, and what line of work you're in.
You just like sandwiching that like really deep question in between those two factual questions. So, where am I from? I hail, born and raised in South Florida, and then I escaped. And now I've
escaped.
Yeah. You know, I was born in the Everglades by a pair of very progressive alligators, and
Oh my God.
Naples? Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, on the East Coast. But I got out as fast as possible. I went to school in Boston and then quickly moved to New York right after. And I've been here almost 15 years now.
Never went back.
No, and you would have to pay me such obscene amounts of money to move back to Florida. Yeah,
Why?
obscene. Girl, it's hot, and I have sensitive skin, and that's it.
I don't like the cold like that though. Like, I'm suffering right now.
This is not bad for me because that means the heat rash is at bay. And that is a good thing, as Martha Stewart says. So that answers your first question. But like that, the South Florida-ness, you can take the girl out of Miami, you know what I mean? But
you can't take the Miami out the girl.
No. When Dochi and JT just released their song Alter Ego, oh my God, the music video is like in the swamp, and it's like real swamp girl energy, and it's just.
That's who you are.
Can we just make this like a Dochi appreciation episode? Dochi!
What's the song?
Alter Ego.
Alter Ego, I gotta check that one out. You already memorized it.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of, we'll get into it later, but like, yeah, people being dead to me, yeah, I'll cut people off in an instant. So, who am I?
Who are you?
Fun is the brand, right? I came here, I said, I'm here to have a good time, like, over the many years and many lives I've had, especially being in New York, like I've realized that fun is something that I do.
As you guys can see, personality-wise, yeah.
You know, I can't help myself sometimes, you know, like I think I know in somber situations, like, okay, button it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But like whenever I go somewhere, I always try to bring the fun with me, even though it may not be there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like a driving force is like, how do I make the situation more fun?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just like to make people happy.
And that's crazy because when I met you, you know, I work as a catering attendant. I work in the catering industry. That's how I met Dory. She was a bartender host for a party that I was servicing at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, it's just a voice. And then I turned around, I'm like, wow, like your personality, you just knew how to like light up the room at the time.
So sweet.
I'm telling you, I'm just like, who is this
You
chick?
have this like cartoonish ass, like, what's up, y'all?
And it was like, what, 8 people? But your energy, it felt like you were hosting like 100. That's how it felt.
You see, and that's how you give a good compliment as well. Like, take notes out there because you can't just be like, oh yeah, she was such a good time. It's like, that was very, very sweet of you to say. And yeah, you know, like, I'm a mixologist. Like, that is also a big part of who I am. I didn't grow up drinking, but my parents, I like to think it's a little bit in my body because both of my parents bartended their way through law school. And, you know, my grandparents on both sides are both known to like have a couple, you know what I mean, back in the day.
Yeah.
My grandmother that I'm named after, her name was Dorothy. I'm just Dory, but she's Dorothy. They called her Dottie or Dossie. And her favorite drink was a Gibson, which is made with little pearl onions and gin or vodka. I know. I know, but like how weird it was big back in the day, like back in Prohibition era. So like I love learning about little quirky things like that, and that's another big part of who I am, is like bringing the fun and the quirkiness and the obscure to mixology and kind of taking the icky pretentiousness out of it.
Or like the professional button-up type of.
No.
And that's boring.
Like you can be knowledgeable, but you have to be approachable. Otherwise, like, what is the point?
Likable.
Yeah. What's the point of having all this knowledge if you share it like a dick?
Yeah. Literally. Who's gonna receive it?
Who's gonna receive it?
Who's going to receive it? Can we laugh a little bit? That's it. Dory.
I'll laugh on cue. You want to get that clear? This is the third question you have for me.
I think you answered it. Who are you? Or your what line of work you're in? You said mixology.
Yeah.
But I know you do more than that. So talk about
So like my special purpose, really, you're doing it right now. So that's kind of funny. Yeah, she took my seat. She said, "Move over, bitch." Like take a break. Take a
Give me 30 minutes.
Yeah. So I am a talk show host. Like first mostly. Like, you know, I'm fun and all these other things, but like my special purpose, like what I was put on earth to do was talk to people, I think. Like talk my shit, get you to talk your shit, find common ground. Like I think I have a very special skill. Like I can make friends with pretty much anybody like very quickly.
That's nice.
I like chameleon vibes, but for good, not for con man shit.
And genuine.
Yeah, I have a very genuine curiosity about people. So like I'm a talk show host, I've done like a ton of celebrity interviews, and I've had a couple of my own series, and my baby right now is
Drinking with Dory.
DRANKIN apostrophe. Because it's not just drinking, it's drinking. We drinking. It's all about drinking shit and talking shit.
Okay now.
And I believe that liquids are the great unifier.
Wow. For like bringing two people together or bringing people together.
Everyone's got an opinion about the non-solid indulgences that we have in our life.
Yeah.
Which could be anything from like flavored soda water to like Malort, which is a disgusting drink that Chicagoans love to hate love. Yeah, so like everything in between I want to talk about. Even like bleach, you know what I mean? Like
God.
Don't drink it, but like if somebody has gone out in such a way, like I want to know about it because that's insane.
Yeah, that sounds like a very weird, like the thought of it, of wanting to. Who would think that?
Oh, listen, these kids are out here eating Tide Pods
For a challenge.
for clout.
For clout. That's scary.
It is. The kids these days, they ain't okay. They're not, and that's why I decided not to have children. You heard it here. Not first,
We
but
don't have to talk about that.
I don't care.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I'm 36. You know, you gotta make that choice, and I'm really leaning into my like position as auntie.
You have time though. You have about 15 years? That's
When you know, you know.
Yeah. But you know, it's a lot of people that choose not to have kids anyway.
You know, especially in New York, like among my friends, it's actually a pretty common decision. Like, not really basing it off of like upbringing or social class or current class or anything like that. I think it's just like a really personal decision and also a big financial one. So, yeah, I would rather just spend my time and money that I don't have quite yet. but I will. You know, like making other people happy, spoiling other people's kids, having a good time with them, and then giving it back.
But you're still a mother in that way as far as nurturing.
Oh, yeah, I am like mother. Okay, I am mother.
Of the friend group?
No.
Oh.
Like, you know, I try to give like mother energy.
Yeah.
You know.
But I don't know. That's just your choice. Have you ever had someone like question like, you don't want to have? Like, or judge you in a way? You know how people
You know, if they did, I probably didn't give a shit because the only people that I really caring about it are my husband and my mom.
Okay.
And my mom was like, I'll blame you. She straight up was like, I don't blame you. It's crazy out there. And my husband, you know, we were ambivalent for a while, but he's just like, if you really want to, I want to. If you don't want to, I don't want to.
Supportive.
Yeah.
Supportive.
Yeah, we've been together 10 years.
Oh, that's nothing. Yeah. I like that.
Thank you.
What are the 3 types of drinks every bartender should know? And did I ask you how long you've been bartending for? I don't think I got to that.
No, you haven't, but since the year of our Lord, off and on, 2011.
2011, okay.
Yeah, so that I'm not good at numbers.
I think 20 years?
13?
I said 20? Oh my god. So this is the second mistake. 2011.
You want some of this matcha? We gotta get those.
No, this is going, that is not 20 years.
It's not. It's not. That made me feel really smart though, so it's good. You did that on purpose. You did that on purpose to make me feel smart, and I appreciate that. So yeah, 13 years, and I started as like a little baby bar back, as you know, like you don't have to go to like bartending school or whatever.
Oh,
like,
okay. Answer another question.
You don't gotta do it. Started working at a place called Southpaw.
Where's that?
Park Slope, and it was like, you know Park Slope?
You know, I'm from Jersey, so yeah. I'll get there.
Come through. It's so fun. Park Slope is like a very established neighborhood that's right next to Prospect Park.
Okay.
If you've been to the area, like you know that you have the park and then you go down like kind of towards the Gowanus Canal, and it is a true slope.
Oh.
It is down.
Oh.
What's that?
No, she was agreeing.
Oh yeah. And yeah, so it's like a great neighborhood, but this venue that was there when I came around, like it was doing some really cool shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a big expansive space, really cool venue, had like a little downstairs area. And I mean, my first day there when I was training, like I got to watch Kendrick Lamar do like sound check.
Kendrick Lamar?
Kendrick Lamar did his first Brooklyn show at Southpaw, and I was there. And I was training to be a bar back.
Wow.
I was like, this is wild. I mean, he wasn't nearly as big, clearly.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't like doing Barclays Center.
No.
Barclays Center wasn't even built at the time.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's like in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's also the first job I ever got fired from.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
talk
when
about
I learned about the politicking that goes on within bars and restaurants.
Okay.
It's different, you know what I mean? And there was a manager who worked there who she just didn't like me for whatever reason. She was like 10 years older than me.
Was it your personality or was it?
I think it was my personality in that people liked me and nobody liked her.
Okay, so jealousy?
Isn't it always?
Yeah.
And so, you know, she basically told the owner that it's either her or me. And the owner had known her for quite a long time. So, you know, I was lowest on the totem pole. I took it hard. I took it very hard. But it toughens you up. You know what I mean? But the owner took me out for a drink. And I was so nice. I mean, how old was I? I was 22.
Okay.
You know? Like, she took me out, bought me a beer, and it was like, yeah, I gotta let you know.
Oh, but damn.
Yeah, but then he sat there, you know, he wiped away my tears, like he was like, you gotta keep going with this. Like he was very encouraging. It was the best way to be let down.
Yeah.
And I think if I had had it any other way, I may not still have been bartending, but he was very encouraging about it. So yeah, that's where I got my start.
Oh.
And then just like kept on going from there. With my current gig at Muddling Memories, which is a Brooklyn-based hospitality group. That's where you saw me. We did really fun speakeasies, mixology classes, pop-ups. Virtually, it's amazing. And it's like private events. I had a very tragic yoga-related injury. Get a close-up on that.
Oh.
Yeah, I had wrist surgery. If you do too many chaturangas within a short period of time, and you've done gymnastics for like 15 years prior in your childhood,
wow, you're very active.
Yeah, you can accidentally push fluid into the joint. It's called a ganglion cyst.
Ganglion.
Ganglion.
Okay.
Ganglion. Not ganglion.
No. That's probably how you spell it. Yeah.
Gang. No. No, it sucked. I couldn't bend my wrist backwards.
For how long?
For a long time. Yeah. This is all to say I can't do high volume bartending anymore. I can't be doing a lot of stuff with I can't put like body weight on it. I can't be carrying big old things, the ice to put in the ice well.
Also, like you wouldn't be able to have your own bartending company.
I can
Like a
boss
mobile,
around people,
but not.
and I can have other people do the heavy lifting, which honestly sounds ideal.
Sounds fun.
I'd be boss lady, but yeah, I can't. That's why I'm now like in private events mostly and trying to do more educational type comedy videos related to mixology.
It's still like go together in a way. So like,
Yeah.
what are you really missing out on?
Exactly. Like I always loved being behind a bar because I was like master of my domain and like in control. I've done restaurant stuff. I've been a server. I hated it because I don't like running around.
Or like the attitude you probably get from different customers.
Oh my! Well, you get that at the bar.
Yeah.
But you're the master of your domain. You know, you can just be like, well, you can leave.
Yeah, it's like they're going to you. You're not going to them.
Yeah. If you come and see me about a drink,
Yeah.
I don't come and see you.
Because it's 3 other bartenders, you're coming to me.
Right.
Yeah.
And bartenders make the big money because they're handling the big ticket items.
Got it.
You know, liquor's gonna cost me more than French fries any day of the week. So it is sort of like with great power comes great responsibility. That's how I feel about it. Yeah, I love it.
So with that, based on the stories in the past of you working in restaurants so far, do you have any like juicy stories of like how to like work interacting with different customers behind the bar? Any like story that made you probably think about not working there anymore, or maybe fights, or like dealing with drunk people?
Oh my God, yeah. Well, it's funny. I hate bowling, and yet I've worked at 2 bowling alleys since moving to New York.
Oh wow.
And one of those was Brooklyn Bowl. And great venue, super fun. Absolutely recommend you going. But yeah, some of the clientele, it just like gets a little dicey, especially depending on like the day of the week, what event is going on there, like certain bands bring out certain types of crowds, etc. And I dealt with one of the drunkest couples.
Oh my
And
God.
it was like
Hell.
It was hell. It was hell, especially because we were packed. We were absolutely slammed. I was fully underwater. Like, that's like a restaurant term. Like, I'm drowning.
Okay.
Like, I'm in over my head.
As far as how many people you're taking, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's like, you just say, like, I need help. Like, I need assistance with my section, etc. And I had to kick these people out, basically. I had to cut them off. I had to kick them out, which I hadn't had to do prior. So that was probably the biggest one, but I'm trying to think of any like juicy ones. I can't.
And of course, you got guys flirting
Yeah.
back then or now.
But you know what? Yeah, I never really shat where I eat.
Ah, okay.
I'm
Like
yeah.
next? No.
No, I've never really like been like, oh, I'm getting off at such and such time. That's just not really.
Yeah, your thing. That's okay. That's professionalism.
That's professional. And like I started bartending in 2011. I met my now husband, then boyfriend, summer of 2013.
Okay.
So I wasn't even really that single.
Yeah.
As bartending, which is a good thing.
Yes.
Because it gives you more confidence knowing
Like, nope.
I got someone at home.
Yeah, nope. I'm not interested.
Yeah,
Nope.
no. So, not really anything that juicy. I apologize.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Do you prefer virtual or in person, and talk about the pros and cons of working in that type of industry?
Yeah. So yeah, virtual. The necessity is the mother of invention. I don't know who said that. People maybe attribute it to Einstein, but the virtual classes happened during a time when we were not able to like be in person with each other. But we knew that people were just itching to have that closeness and intimacy.
Yep.
And it was a really, really great, fun opportunity to bring people together. A lot of our clientele are, corporate groups and, teams that like want to do team bonding or they want to entertain a client, things like that.
Like the people that I worked for at
Exactly. Yeah, so it was basically like those 8 people would all join in, excuse me, would all join in from wherever they were in the world, and each person gets sent a kit, like a little box, and it's got a little mini cobbler shaker and homemade, made from our headquarters syrups. And maybe even a little baby nip or two, like depending on what kind of package they buy. And then I log on and I'm like, hi, I'm gonna teach you how to make our take on an old fashioned. Usually it's something seasonal. We do a lot of big activations for Cinco de Mayo. I know that's coming up. So we'll have like mezcal or tequila based cocktail, and it'll be fun. And yeah, so it usually lasts like an hour. It's harder on virtual.
I was gonna say.
It's hard because everyone's like in their comfort zone.
Yeah, and then like you're behind the camera so you can just stand right there versus in person. Hey, go do this or try that.
The energy of like getting people engaged, it's so much easier to do in person because like, not to get too woo, but like, you know, we pick up on the pheromones, we pick up on like the body vibrations and the vibes. That's all of that is like vibes, right? And virtual, the vibes are heavily like diluted.
Yeah, like
you can't, no trigger pun intended. Yeah. Yeah, I mean like I think for what it was and what it still is, some people, if they have teams all over the country, this is like a great fun activity that they can do, and also like it loosens people up if they're boozers, although we always make it so that sober people can participate. Like any cocktail can be a mocktail, y'all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean like I kind of prefer in person, but I don't like having to set up and break down.
Oh, of course.
Which, like you get.
Yeah.
No.
If I could just get that part.
I know.
Can we just hire someone who could just do that?
I know. And that's another reason why like I'm not itching to really like get back behind a restaurant bar either, because like prepping and like closing down for the night like miss me with that.
Ice. You have buckets.
No,
you have
I don't want to burn ice. I don't want to do that. Like I'll do it. You know what I mean? It's a job.
Yeah.
But yeah, would love to be like Queen Mixologist.
Sitting in your chair. Oh no, I actually like that. Mixologist. That could be a name. Mixologist.
I'm good.
Oh, what? I wasn't sure expecting you to say that. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Alright, so we spoken about the bartending aspect of your career. Let's get into your talk serving host, your writing skills, from Scott Productions, or working for Nashville.
Sure. You know, like I'm a writer out of necessity. More or less. Like I'm good at what I do. I enjoy writing about what I like writing about, but it's not like what I set out to do every day.
Got it.
There's a great author named Stephen Pressfield who has a lot of books for writers about how to like just sit down and get it done, and it's hard for me to do that. I am such a textbook extreme extrovert. Yeah. So, you know, introverts, extroverts, right? What that means really is where you source your energy. I source my energy by being around people, and introverts source their energy by being alone and recharging by yourself. Excuse me. And I am like such an extrovert that when I don't see people, I lose energy. Like, it starts like, you know, like power down. And writing is often a very solitary experience.
Definitely.
You know, and like even when I'm writing about things that I like booze and cocktails in the industry, or like going to different bars around the city, it's still kind of a slog because it's like I'm not necessarily energized.
So you need like inspiration from other people. Mm-hmm. So you would be able to write quickly, like more efficiently, if you were writing in a group?
Completely.
Got it.
Yeah, if it was like a group effort and we could all just kind of like I don't mind being the minute taker, you know what I mean? Like I'm good with my fingies.
Okay.
Pop, 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 pop. Not stenographer level, but like, you know, she had training.
Okay.
I don't know. Back in my day, when computers were just becoming a thing, they had these softwares that taught you how to type. And it was like a little ghost. It's like a game, and like you find your home keys, and then you do like little fun exercises, like a little Casper character. I forget what it's called.
Wow.
But now I'm like very good at typing because of it, and that's helped my writing because you know, I'm just like boop 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 boop. But yeah, I'm very much a talk show host. Like, I have an idea for a talk show where you just put me in a room and don't give me any preparation, and the production does all the work, and then like just send people in.
Mm-hmm.
No prep, no nothing, and I just like make it happen.
So you really don't need a writer? Like if
No.
Okay.
No, it's all in here, like Jay-Z.
That is a gift.
Thank you.
Because some people really need to just map out everything, or they just cannot.
No.
Yeah.
Like, I have full trust in myself.
You're good with improvising.
Yeah.
You ever thought about being an actor?
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah.
I can really see that.
But at the end of the day, I just want to be me. You know?
Oh, because acting is not you.
Acting is not me. Acting is someone else.
No, I could see you having your own like show, like
It's like a hyperbolized, heightened version of me.
Yeah,
like
so
the Sarah
you could
Silverman show or something like that.
I haven't seen that, but I'm thinking about Issa Rae. No,
Issa Rae, perfect example too.
Yes, I can see you doing that.
Yeah. So Sarah Silverman walks so Issa can run. With her insecure. You know?
Yeah.
Because Sarah Silverman's show back in the day was very much like she's playing herself.
Okay.
But like in these wacky situations. So it's very similar to Insecure for sure.
So it has the comedic type of plot.
Yeah. And I would love to do that because I don't mind taking the piss out of myself at all. But I find it more fascinating to have these spontaneous conversations. You just don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
You know?
Just like it keeps you on your toes, like.
It makes you feel alive.
Yes. And that's how you keep your youthfulness too.
Yeah.
What is Mashable?
So Mashable was a cool website. Yet another job that said, thank you, no thank you, you can go home now.
Got it.
No. I have been in New York for 15 years. I got let go from 4 jobs now, and it's a good thing.
Okay.
It's a good thing. It always marks it's like getting the death card in tarot cards. It doesn't mean you're gonna die. It means there's going to be a period of intense change that's gonna happen.
Your perspective is really different. You think you're looking at positive.
Yeah. Ask any tarot card head. Tarot head? I don't know. So,
what would you call them?
Tarot freaks. And I was at Mashable. I started out as a content strategist for like branded content stuff. I hated it. And I was like, just get me in front of a camera. Just like, I know I can do this. I had done it a couple times here and there before. I was like, just please. Nice studio like this. I was like, let's go. And maneuvered my way up and started doing celebrity interviews there. And it was really cool. It was like the closest I've felt to like manifesting what I really need to be doing. Because you name it. I was interviewed. Check the website.
Yeah.
Go to the website. I don't need a name drop here.
You had a lot of videos, but I know you had the main one where you had all of them in clips.
It's called a reel.
A reel. I should know that.
Get my reel on. Yes.
Yeah, I saw one with Lloyd.
I love that you love the Lloyd one specifically.
No.
Because people who know about Lloyd know he's the shit. You know?
No, because when I saw... How did you get him on the ground? How did you get Lloyd on the ground to do the...
On the ground?
Yeah.
Because he's very much up in the air. He's flutters around like a butterfly.
Okay.
He's more like a hummingbird type character. And he's quite small. He's a quite small man.
Well, like 5 foot?
I don't know. not like small person level, but like definitely like my height, I want to say. And his people just reached out and they were like, Lloyd's doing press for this album that he did. I don't know if you watched the interview and like saw the album cover.
No.
He's like in a rainforest. He's naked.
With the guitar?
I don't know. Does he have the guitar? All I know is he's in a rainforest and he's naked. He's real shiny. He's like oiled up. He just looks so delicious.
I think that's the one. I'll check
Maybe.
that one
I don't know
out.
if there's a guitar involved. He's covered up somehow.
Well, that one is more recent, the one I'm talking about.
Maybe.
Oh, wow.
But, I mean, yeah, he's always gonna be naked. He's fine.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
But he was such a good time. And that's a weird interview, too, as I don't do this very often.
Yeah, that's like a once in
No,
a
I don't do it very often. I don't invite other people to interview alongside me. And I invited the other guy that was in the room.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you noticed him. His name's Boris. He owns a brand called Creep Street. I'm surprised I'm not wearing any Creep Street paraphernalia right now because I love his brand so much. Streetwear brand out of California.
What's the name of it again?
Creep Street.
Okay.
It's fun, it's sexy, it's cute.
Got it.
And I was just like, hey, you're in town. Want to come fuck around with me and talk to Lloyd on camera?
Wow.
And
On the spot.
on the spot. He's like, yeah, sure, fuck it. But I don't do that a lot, and I really haven't in the past. Because I like to be in the driver's seat. I don't know if you caught on to that.
I see. The star of the show.
Well, not the star, but the ringleader.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So you want to be the one driving.
I'm
Let me
letting other
drive.
people shine, but I'm the one holding the whip at the end of the day and the microphone.
Control.
And it was such a fun interview because that man got down on the ground and showed his ass.
I will post that clip.
He showed his ass. I showed my ass.
Yeah, you too.
White pants. Thank God I was wearing the correct underwear. There was
What
nowhere
if
to
it's like a
hide.
thong or something?
I don't know if I was wearing any underwear.
Oh my god.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay. To get the work done.
Suffer for fashion.
No, I'm just seeing like what skill set do you have to bring people out their comfort zone? If that.
I think a lot of it has to do with doing it yourself first. Like you disarm by saying, hey, I'm gonna look a little stupid. Like I'm not gonna take myself very seriously. Like this is the space that we're in, and I'm giving you permission to do the same thing. But you have to like lead by example. Yeah. So he was down. I mean, he's not new.
He was down.
He was not new to. I don't know if he's ever done that in an interview before.
He just seemed like a really like.
The man loves yoga. I don't know what to tell you. He loves yoga. And I love that about him so much. Yeah, that was one of my favorite interviews. Just because he's so down to clown. Like, he's a great musician, but someone who's really good at interviews, that can make the difference. I used to be a music publicist.
Oh, wow.
And like, I was working a lot with people in hip hop, R&B, the electronical world. Electronical, they're right.
Pop music.
Not so much pop. No, that's like upper echelon. I don't know. But a lot of them just like, you know, they don't smile. They gotta be hard, and that's not
It's not part of like the brand, like.
That's not gonna get you the retweets. That's not gonna get you the views. It's definitely not gonna get you meme-ified, and that's currency these days.
Yeah, if you do something that makes people laugh.
Yeah.
It's an automatic view, reshare.
You know what? Kudos to them if they have even an iota of comedy within their bones. But you know, a lot of people like they're either good at one thing or the other. Like I don't have any musical talent. I'm really good at comedy. But it's more just vulnerability. You know what I mean? They go in, they have this like hard exterior, and I know that they have like a reputation to maintain.
Right.
But like, is the reputation getting you paid?
Or
is it the fun you have and the energy that you bring that people want to be around? And that's what, yeah.
And that's what you bring out in people.
I hope so. I hope you gotta.
Yeah, but you said the
No, we're not gonna keep going.
No.
We're not gonna keep going. Neither of us feel confident to do that, and that's okay. It's okay. You don't have to. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
It really isn't. I was trying though.
No, it's okay. Okay, so yeah.
So, can you talk about your experience at work, going to school for upright citizens.
All right, so upright, okay.
And how that contributed to your success
Yes.
in your career.
And so it's funny you asking me that in 2024, right? If you had asked me that in 2014, 15, 10 years ago, I think my answer would be very different. Because the UCB, as everyone calls it, the Upright Citizens Brigade, it was a school that was started. It was actually a comedy troupe before it was a school.
Okay.
And it started in New York in the 90s, early 2000s. Matt Walsh, Matt Besser, Ian, I just forget his last name, Ian, and Amy Poehler.
I wish I knew that.
Don't worry about it. Who cares? They're rich now.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so like, who cares? You can Google them later. There was a UCB before, they started the school, and very quickly became like a premier comedy school in New York. The Midwest had Improv Olympic, the IO, and Second City, and then in LA it was like very much the Groundlings Theater, and so like this was like the New York staple.
Okay.
And you know, that's where you get, obviously, Bo and Yang was a more recent big one that came out of UCB. I remember him when he was like on house teams at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater. I don't know him personally, I got lots of friends who do. Mm-hmm. The nicest dude. So it's like, it was really cool, but when you get to become like a premier school, it can be a little cliquey, it can be a little intimidating, and when I came in, it was definitely that vibe because it was very established. I definitely should have started taking classes of some kind way earlier in my life.
Like a prerequisite?
No, just for myself. Like, I think if my parents actually paid attention to who I was as a child, they would have been like, just stick her in improv classes. Like, any parent out there, if your kid is hyperactive and they don't want to be a gymnast, improv classes. It was, I learned a lot. It was educational, right? But they rob you blind. Like, you pay upwards of $300 per class. I know, I saw the shudder. You shuddered. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot.
You said per class.
Per class, no matter the level.
Yeah.
So Improv 101 is the same as Improv 401, right? And it's only when you get to like basically the senior year of improv or sketch that you can then like graduate and audition for some of the house teams.
Okay.
And it was really hard, and that's where like the politicking kind of comes in.
Got it.
I never got to make it onto a team. A lot of friends I knew never made it onto teams. Famously, like Alana Glazer and Abby Jacobson from Broad City, they auditioned a whole bunch. They never made it onto teams. So like,
waste of time, or you don't?
It was just like, who knows? Who knows why? But it was influential in my life, and then very swiftly they like disappeared. It was weird. Like, they had this big theater on the west side on like 11th Avenue and 34th Street. They had a theater in the East Village, and then it was like overnight they were gone. And it was, they just like up and left the city. It was so weird.
Like a ghost.
Yeah. And a lot of people in New York felt abandoned because they didn't close anything in LA. You know, they're still up and functioning in LA.
So maybe it's just the success that they had in New York.
Yeah, I don't know. Like 2014 they were here, 2024 they are no longer here. And not only that, but Second City that I mentioned before has moved into town. So you'd better look into them for some improv classes, because I'm kind of curious myself.
Okay, to go back and just not learn new skills. Well, learn new skills for me, but for you.
Reinforcement.
Yeah.
It's fun. Like, when it's done well, it's really fun. When everyone like understands how to do it, it's a good time. And then get your brain all loosened up.
And what's the, like, how many people they have per class? Like 25, 10?
It depends. A good class is not above like 15.
Got it.
I would say that's just like,
that's intimidating.
That's too many people.
Yeah.
It just gets noisy.
Okay.
It's really, because like in an improv scene, you never really want more than like 6 people.
Okay.
Yeah. Sketches, you can have a little bit more control. But yeah, So, used to be no longer here.
Yeah. So I just, because I saw that on your site.
Yeah, but the Magnet is still very much open. I really love the Magnet Theater. I've done some musical improv there.
Ah, nice. Okay. So before we close out the show, I was going to ask one more question, or maybe two. I would say, like, in a filtered world, with social media, filters and all that, how are you able to be so unfiltered and not give up?
Every day, like at certain points of my day, I try to tell myself, like, kill your ego. Like, kill your ego. It's so not worth it to be concerned about what other people think about you.
But that's what they all say. They say that. That's what everyone says.
And that's why it's hard. It takes a lot of work, a lot of therapy. Like, senior year of college, I was so unhappy. I was so depressed, undiagnosed ADD, like undiagnosed anxiety, and I just felt like I was a complete failure, and my self-esteem was in the shitter. I thought I literally was like just tits and ass, and that's all it was. Legit. Legit. Like, I couldn't get a man to date me. Everyone was ghosting. It was like bullshit.
The dating scene was trash. Oh, so dating scene's been trash.
I was single for almost a decade.
Okay.
Like, almost a decade, and then the first solid man to date me, I married him. Because I was like, it doesn't get better than this.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't. Yeah, like, you just have to work on yourself.
Okay.
You have to look like an asshole, because, like, we are all just ants crawling around in this gigantic ant farm that is the world. Like, we are such a tiny little microcosm. Like, it doesn't matter that much.
I like that.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes watching space content, like, freaks me out. Like, shout outs to PBS Nova, but, like, sometimes that shit freaks me out because you feel so small. But then you have to keep in mind, like, life is about these great interactions that we have with each other. That's where the magic of life happens, and going out and experiencing all the things that the world has for, like, us little ants. And am I gonna be concerned that, like, I have a zit on my face?
Right.
You know, like, I'll be frank. I know my name's Dory, but I'll be frank right now. Like, I didn't know this was being filmed. I have maybe, like, a little bit of lip tint. I have a little bit of cheek tint, like a little bit of, like, BB cream.
Yeah.
Hair ain't right. It's okay. It's clean, but it ain't right.
But you still decided to hop on.
Yeah. I mean, why rob you of this?
Okay.
Okay. My parents paid good money for braces.
Okay.
Look at that. Yeah, like, I don't care. Who cares?
Right.
I'm so honored and grateful that you want to talk to me.
Yeah, I needed to.
Yeah.
I need Dory on this show.
But in general, not because of me. It's such a me. It's like, oh my God, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Most of the time, nobody wants to talk to anyone.
Yeah, because we're so busy on our phone. I have the entries too, I'm not gonna lie. But that was my way of proving myself like Armani. Get out of your shell. Just yeah.
It's great. It's great what you're doing. This is so great, and you just gotta, get weird.
Yeah.
Get wet and
I work on that.
Get wet and wild. Drink it.
Drinking with Dory. So Dory, can you let my audience know where they can find you, like social media or your website?
Sure. So across social, I'm DORYWCD. For White Chocolate Drizzle. That's a story for another time. And also at Drinkin' with Dory on Instagram and DoryGreenberg.com. That's where you can see all the fun celebrity interviews. You can see the Lloyd one up there.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. I would also recommend the interview I did with Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay.
Incredible human. Like one of my favorite interviews, if not my favorite interview of all time. Shaq.
Okay. So I'll check that one out too.
Man's a legend.
And then you're like...
I wanted to take a picture and actually got a laugh out of him. I asked to take a picture with him and then I cropped it so it's just him and then just the top of my head.
God.
He looks so tall. I'll send you the picture. But yeah, that's where you can find me, and don't be a stranger, you know, all for $1.
Well, thank you, Dory, for coming in.
Sweetheart.
And thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for my next episode.